Người phụ nữ này lấy dao dọc đi phần thịt mỡ trên mặt, sau đó dùng cây kích mí để có mắt hai mí, rồi nhít nhít sống mũi. Trong phút chốc cô liền biến thành một mỹ nhân có nét đẹp sắc sảo. Cô béo trước màn hình cũng ngạc nhiên đến há mồm trợn mắt.
What is your favorite subject?
I would say English indeed, because I find that English is really important in this day and age, and it is also a requirement for many universities in the country. Um, but recently, the national curriculum just removed it from the mandatory subject, so I'm quite disappointed.
What do you find most challenging in your study?
I think it is time management skills. As you can see, every day I'm packed with a lot of assignment and homework. So I have to allocate my time wisely in order to accomplish them all. It's quite hard though.
What major will you study in university?
I will opt for humanities, as I've been in love with learning about our society and how people interact with each other. Furthermore, the curriculum seems to be much easier than other majors as well. So I think I will choose humanities for my university.
We're moving on to part 2 of the test. I want you to describe a period of time in your studies that was the most difficult for you. You should say when it was, why was it hard, what you were doing at that time, and whether you felt you were successful in overcoming the difficulties.
Now I would like to talk about the toughest period I confronted in my studies. So it occurred in my final year of secondary school when I was preparing for the entrance exam for Lhasa High School for Gifted Students. So it was really challenging for me because Lhasa High School for Gifted Students was a prestigious school steeped in history. And at that time, each contestant must do maths, literature, and English and their majored subject test. The scores then were arranged in order from the highest person to the last one, and the score only emitted like about 350 students, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but during that time, I dedicated almost all of my time to studying, making the most of my weekends, doing tests, just like my mock tests or some kind of tests like that. And my schedule was full, and I also took extra classes on the evenings too. Well, to be honest, knowledge retention was one of the most difficult tasks for me, because the scope of it was too broad to remember to retain in such a short period of time. Having said that, find I do I did feel that I was successful in overcoming the difficulties. Because looking back, I'm grateful that I'm grateful for all the things I did because I mean finally at the end of the day I succeeded in entering my dream school, meeting a lot of nice friends and teachers in such a lively environment. And um, I mean, it was just one of my memorable, um, memory. And I mean, that was a difficult time for me.
Good job. Now let's talk about general questions related to the topic you have just discussed. How well do you think schools should prepare young people for working life?
I think they are different from those in the past in various aspects. One of them is that they have moved from knowledge acquisition to experiencing. To elaborate, students now have frequent field trips to broaden their horizons and gain expertise in their realms, areas. Furthermore, the focus now is the autonomy of students rather than listening to teachers. So for instance, the current curriculum has been geared to the new policies of Ministry of Education and Training, empowering students exploring to explore things by themselves, like us. So we are the first generation to try on the implementation of these policies.
What problems are there in school's curriculum today?
I think there's a lack of focus on subjects such as arts and music, as opposed to the old curriculum. They have been made optional. So therefore, not many people choose the subjects unless they really love them or they are artistically uh, artistically inclined, and this has taken a toll on the overall development of students and limited their potential. Um, because like they do not get like full control of the subjects, and they are only chosen some kind of subjects. I remember it is 9 subjects, and I mean the number of subjects has reduced. So this might be a disadvantage for those who want to learn a lot, like have a lot of expertise and knowledge in various fields.
How are education priorities today different from those in the past?
I think they need to teach students life skills and necessary skills for their later life. Um, like to give more details, students today seem to focus too much on knowledge that they scarcely have time for their hobbies or skills. To illustrate, the overwhelming bulk of them just don't know how to cook for themselves, which is really important, especially if they don't have anybody else around to help them. They also lack communication skills and critical thinking, um, both of which are crucial to um, bring about groundbreaking initiatives to their companies and such.